before, and it is only now being recognized as something unique. I think you're misunderstanding here, because what's happening is they're bringing the collections back, they're filing them away, and they're not realizing that that is a new species. And then they're like, okay, no, actually, if we look at this collection, there is a new species here, and it can be categorized by these things. And so, in the same way, I might have a bacteria that exists, and I just think it's this type of bacteria, but then I discover that actually it's unique. So I might have access to that. Yeah. Okay. What accounts for the delay? For one, the sheer volume of the collections. Major expeditions in the early 20th century routinely brought thousands into the museum's collections, and researchers are still playing catch up. Also, the team bringing back a set of may not necessarily have had the expertise to recognize a new find. That's a bad point. You want to help me with this point? So the point that it's making is that researchers are playing catch up with the backlog of things that they have already collected. I'm going to write that. Okay. There might have been a specialist here who worked on the rodent, someone else who might work on the carnivore, says Nancy Simmons, curator in charge of the Department of Mammalogy. But maybe the bats just got put in the drawer and filed away only years later, when somebody who's interested in and knowledgeable about these particular species comes back and looks closely at them. They go, wow, there's something new here. So, by the way, this is a technique I use in my studying. Whenever I'm studying something, I will give at next to each paragraph, I will write the main point of each paragraph. Even when I'm reading something and I have to actually know what I'm reading, and it's not just reading for fun, I will write next to the thing. All my books have writing in, like pencil writing, but I try to actually give each paragraph a heading, so that when I go back and read, I just read my headings. And also, on that note, when I'm studying, just a quick study tip. So, just a quick study tip. Yeah, what I would do is I would say, um, if I've got this thing now, I've got the paragraph. That was probably the case with Olanguito, one of many mammals collected during the 1923 Anthony Tate expedition, a 6-month journey into the rugged exterior of Ecuador. This trip by museum researchers aimed to provide understanding of the wildlife in the country's then little explored forests. While birds, reptiles, and fossils were collected, a special emphasis was placed on acquiring mammal, of which more than 1,500 were collected, including 57 mammals, in the course of one singularly productive morning. Considering the number collected during the trip, it's little wonder that the Olanguito mammal, sorry, mammal number 66573, a raccoon relative, originally identified as kinkajou, spent nearly 90 years in the museum shelves before being described as a new species, Bassaricion neblina, in 2013. Its story isn't unusual either. Okay, so the main point here, the title I would give this paragraph. So let's say I am writing about the species you'll find, and I'm actually just going to tag that here. So I've got the species you'll find. Then under that heading, I've got different paragraphs. Now I've got my paragraphs that I've already stated, but if I take this paragraph, I'm going to say a case study with of the, and I'm actually going to tag that, of the Olanguito. Okay. This isn't actually something I need for language study, but I might be interested in it for something else. And I love when I'm studying to explore not only the things I have to know, but the things I want to know. That's what makes studying fun. I never just honestly, if studying isn't fun, it's not that I just struggle to do it. I literally just do not do it. I have gone to exams and just like literally have not opened a book for that exam. If I find a subject boring, I will just not study at all for it. And I will sometimes just not pitch up for the exam because I know I didn't study. It's quite hectic. And so this is how I manage my ADHD. I manage my ADHD by making sure that everything I study is interesting. So then I take this, one of the many mammals collected during the. So I'm going to say here collected during the 1923 Anthony Tate expedition. Okay. And that was a 6-month journey into the rugged exterior of Ecuador. This happened in Ecuador. And it's wanted to improve understanding of the wildlife in the countries in little forests. Okay. And then I continue that. I'm giving more information on this expedition. So focus on mammals. And they collected more than 1,500. And we had 57 mammals. I'm just showing you this quick study tip on how I break this down. And that is where we discovered mammal 66573. And this is a raccoon relative. Okay. So I've got this. Now, what I would do in my exam is actually, like if I'm studying for my exam, I would probably collapse it like this. And I would have all my points that I need to study for my exam collapse like that. And then when I am interested and I want to know more about this thing when I'm studying, I just open it up. But then I can literally look at everything at a glance. And it's kind of related to mind maps, and I can turn this into a mind map quite easily, but this is easier to break down than a mind map, because while it's not visual, it is visual to a degree because you're seeing the levels of understanding, the levels of depth, and the levels of detail. And so from here I can also color code this and stuff like that. Okay, now just back to this. I do need to let you guys go. So what I'd like to do, okay, is I'm going to go through this and I will send you. And let's just be honest, I'm probably not going to do that. Can we make it a future task here? Is that okay? I'm going to create a page here called IGCSE English and I'm going to say complete okay, so I'm going to make that a future task. Is that cool? And I'm going to say due when should I make it due? Can I make it due next week, Wednesday? Because this week I've got things to do. That way it actually gets done. Imagine that. Yes. Okay, I just really want to. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys. Wait. What time do I usually see you? 12:30. I see him for physics. Cool. I will see you tomorrow then, and I will see the rest of you on Wednesday. Okay. Bye.